Hey, gather in everyone. Thanks all for coming. I got feedback. Hang on. Hey. How we looking? Move this. Close this. Hello, Uma. Yes. Poof. It's coming. We're gonna give it a minute. Hello, Tim. Hello, Lily. Hello, darling. Good deal. Come on in. Hello, James. Picked up the thing and poof, there it is. All right. Thanks all for coming. Let's get to it. Just seems dark. The time is now. So we're all our own individual universe. The creator is only you. Creation is the reality. We are evolving, and there are many different things to talk about. I'm going to keep my chat up in case, there we go. There's many things to talk about in this. This journey is so large, so masterful. Again, Bashar, we're earning our master's degree. This is fucking incredible journey. And there's many facets to the journey that you're going to explore. And one that is quite amazing and dictates behavioral from each individual as the fractal experience is almost dominating. Time. Time is monumental when it comes to humanity. We value it. We live by it. We die by it. You know, we do all kinds of things with time. And each journey is a vibrational match to your truth. If your truth is in here to explore the self, ascend the self, remember the self, then you're going to give yourself the things to work on naturally. That's like when you click on a video and you just have the inspiration to click on a video, it fits exactly what's going on in your life because we're attraction. We call it synchronicity because we're obsessed with causality and labeling things, but that's another subject. So I want to talk about time, and the time is now. So I never knew how much time I valued until I start challenging myself, and I'm going to use that term because that's not my whole self. I'm tired of another. There's one Me, I am, and the rest is reflection of creation. And I'm going to let everyone get busy in their own little universe because it has nothing to do with me unless I make it my idea. So the challenge for me was to trust the now. And I was assigning the now to the ideas of not now as opposed to time, in the now rather as opposed to time. And the now is evident, if you really look at it, it never stops. It's constant. We're always here, always now. We're never gone from the present, from the now, from the I am. Amazing information for you to look at. And just that integrated relationship with that concept is revelation. And that spawns new vibrational pathways that'll come in and give you that intelligence about your particular approach to reality, the direction, the tact. You've pulled your sails in the direction you want to sail into. And all directions are right. It's you. Take ownership of that. Not out of arrogance, out of humility and acceptance of the greatness that you are. And become that, I'm okay steering my ship. I'm okay with that. And you'll get exactly what you are. So, time. We think we have to do things that are not happening. We relate to reality of things that are not happening because we were taught a matter of fear. I remember many times in my education of life, people telling me to fear if I don't. If you don't, this might, or this will. You'll get yours. Just constant fears, constant threats. And the more you denied those threats and didn't value them, the stronger the opposition got because they were cowards. They were cowards to find their own journey. But they're not cowards in their own reality. They're in their own reality, their perception of the fractal, they're right. And there's value in that. And that's why they're expressing it. But they're really afraid. Afraid that maybe you're right and that would hurt them. And maybe they've been wasting their time setting up all the safeties and securities of life, buying funeral plots to ensure death before you die. Just things that have nothing to do with the now. And we value that as a society, a collective society. Mostly, I'm sure there's many places around the world that gives a rat's ass about what time it is. They know it's summer, they know it's winter, they know it's day, they know it's night, but they don't work around it. And for the ones that work in time, you can start to change that. And the discovery that I have is in a severe amount of trust to allow things to play out before taking action when the action is not needed. I go back to my Abraham and I go back to my Seth. Abraham says, until it's blatantly obvious, do not take action on it, because the blatantly obvious is a vibrational match of action to where there's no pursuant of intent with that. There's no intention behind that because it's so you, so matched, there's no negotiation as a choice. It becomes the nature of the now. And the nature of the now is always attraction. The nature of the now, well, part of the nature of the now is attraction. There's more to the now, but that's one fundamental, and that's where trust comes in, to where you can be in the now and allow the now. And I've been allowing the now for quite some time and realizing how much time I still value. Sometimes I think I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to get too old to ascend the game. And sometimes I think if I don't have this by this, that means this. And that stirs fear, and then there's intention to prevent. Teachers told me if you don't get a good job, or don't get this. Parents told me if you don't do this, this might happen. So the ingraining of it. If you want to get promoted, earn more money, do this work and do that, and maybe you can work your way up, and that works. That works as a collective of lack. It's a human value that works because, well, we create our truth, right? Our relationship, our vibrational, not our polarity truth of not. So when you look at the now, and you start to be the more now self, you're going to feel the vibrational turbulence or resistance in your reality about the norm of you. Let's not worry about anyone else. Let's not consider the outside, the opposition, the people involved in your life. Let's not assign that right now. Right now, let's just be little singularities in our own kingdom and no one's home, right? So when you are being more now in the attraction of the vibrational resistance of not in accordance to the safety and security measure to keep yourself identified is not being enacted on by you, by choice, then you're going to get a vibrational frequency disruption and your life will become uncomfortable because the actions aren't there. Sometimes it becomes uncomfortable because there's a perceived loss in unexpected realities. Well, I wasn't expecting that. How the fuck can you expect anything? I mean, I'm sure you can expect the sun to rise and the sun to set. Sure, you can have a look at those. But to ask people to behave and ask things to behave, what are you doing? You're living in time when you have an expectation. That's another valuable recognition. Expectation about what? You can have an expectancy that you're forever. You can have that one, but I wouldn't define it to an expectation of a certainty, because then you're going to have a resonation against the fulfillment of the mind image that we've grown to rely on, the goal setting, the hopes, the dreams that are very valuable to a human, valuable to you right now. You can feel those things in time that give you pleasure and pain, that solicit the emotional idea of polarity. And then you can work your way to navigate through that relationship, and all of that is happening in the now. And what are you doing? You're giving yourself a human experience that means nothing to the outcome of the human experience. It means the human experience that is currently going on, that is constantly changing, but has nothing to do with time. And the relevance of time keeps us subdued in our nature because of the value of fear that we've placed in the unknown. And the unknown is an unspeakable place, truly, because it's unknown. So we have a habit of using our memory to create an idea of the unknown using the sources of the known. And the known says this, this, and this. So here is the future, the unknown, now known in possibility. And then we work with those constructs and then we navigate our lives. And we have a human experience, and that's not the summation of it, but that's a cornerstone of it, right? So in the discovery of trust and courage that you are the creator, and you're not here to teach yourself a lesson. Now, if you want to believe that, go and believe that. If you believe you have to work off some past life drama that you were some fucking rapist and serial killer and you're just the dregs of the earth, then go on your merry way and go karma yourself to a slow, miserable death. But if you're in the idea of the now, and you're starting to discover the I am of the now, and the value of time and others outside of that is no longer resonating with you, then maybe you can value to see the currency of yourself in the moment. And that moment speaks bountiful ideas of abundance, of the presence of you. And that's just going to stir up the lack of you. And time will show you lack. And if you're interested in recognizing the vibrational kingdom that you attract and the resonation of your truth coveted from a child to a birthing idea of recognition, then you have the ability to change it. And if you have awareness, recognition, then you can change it. And that's the kingdom, that's the mastery, that's the ascension of the self. Time is an idea that you can use as an asset. I have plenty of time. If I don't have time, perfect, because I'm now. So you can take your time. You'll never be out of time. You'll just create more of it. So the idea behind the memory of not now and relationship of the self, that you judge yourself, future yourself, past yourself, hope yourself, are all occurrences of the now. And then you can put it together in time as causality. Let's look at anxiety. Anxiety is valid. People identify it with it. They take drugs for it. They take therapy for it. They do a lot of experience of a mastery journey to understand their value in anxiety. And in the grand scheme of things, when the game is over, they experienced anxiety. They were not anxiety. It was like experience a first date, experiencing a new movie, experiencing, let me check something. Hi, Jennifer. Hello, darling. Experiencing the idea of something. Anxiety, it might have a feeling that was not preferred because it's a vibration of resistance. And by the way, polarity is a vibration of resistance in both mannerisms of positive and negative. It just happens to feel better when it's positive. It doesn't feel better when it's negative. But if you had an unconditional relationship, the feeling of undescribable isness is no comparison to the puny little idea of fucking what polarity is. I can tell you that. It's fucking epic. Oh my God, did I just have a little spit? How rude, I'm sorry. So the relationship of those ideas of being now, you grow more challenged to. It's your world, your truth, your ride, and you're gonna have to be okay being in charge. And you're gonna have to know in charge doesn't mean demand. In charge is command. It's a different relationship. Commanding of a battleship, you have your ideas of the sailors right there, and they don't question you. They understand that, especially one that is soliciting the idea of worth to its minions, if you want to use the kingdom idea. The kingdom will fight as one and will be as one. There will be no discrepancy because the commander of the kingdom, the king of the kingdom, isn't demanding. It's commanding. It's a different relationship. So when you look at your own command and start to accept yourself, you can start to challenge those ideas about yourself as you journey, and recognition of time is going to give you an amount of recognition of trust, A. B, you're the only one in your universe that's creating it, and the unbelievable ways that the salvation to the time problems that you value in time, the salvation of those will be made in a relative way that is unexpected, miraculous, outstanding, common. But just know that you're going to be fine in the now. I mean, we're talking, I said it. I mean, let me tell you this. I said it years ago when we were talking about it. Even if it happens, it's 10 seconds away from doom and gloom. You still have time. You have 10 seconds because the now is eternal, right? And I was affirming a lot of that. But as I journeyed into myself and challenged myself with many different ideas about valuing the now and having a relationship with that revolution of self to reveal to me the way that my vibration was valuing not now. So I want you to work on that. And let's say you have a bill and you know you have the money in the bank. I've used this before, but in the now you feel like doing this, but you have your entire budget Okay, and don't do this if it doesn't feel good. But if you have your entire budget laid out, so let's say you have $1,000 in the bank, and 800 of that is for bills, including the cable, maybe the rent or something like that. Your portion of it doesn't matter. So you have $1,000 saved up, and it's ready to pay the bills, and you have 15 days left in the month, and then you only have $200 for 15 days. So then your vibration of trusting the future more than trusting the now sets your life in motion as a vibration. Opportunity of change is constantly coming in those 15 days, and some of those opportunities are going to be accessed. And what money does, it provides access. It provides you access to travel, things, vibrate into your reality, like purchasing things on the store, bringing them home. You're gaining access to the usage of that, and money is the mechanism, right? So you can't get access to certain ideas. Maybe it's a pizza. Maybe it's a movie you want to watch, Matrix or Dune, and it's a lot of money to stream it from home. And that's going to add up. And then you feel anxiety or uncomfortable about spending beyond your means, because if you spend 300, then you're going to be $100 short by the time of the end of the month. And your income only comes in your paycheck. So your paycheck tells you what you're worth, tells you what your life is going to be, what vacations you can have, what amount of money you can save, and that'll set what kind of clothes you can buy, what kind of vacations you can take, how many times you can eat dinner, how many times you can enjoy life as a means of value in exchange for the work. The work is exchanging for access, money, the mechanism to provide you with a good life and a human life. And that's a great deal. But we're not human. None of us are. We're gods. And that's really a cool fucking thing, right? So you might start to see how you value. Now, it doesn't mean you react and start to change. You look at it with the maturity of an ascender. You use the observer of the self. That's another self you create, but that's not permanent self. It's a tool. And then you use that observer and go, look at me. I'm afraid to do that because of this. If I do this, this might result in that, and I'll lose, and that loss will mean this entire reality. And all that's happening in this now, where none of that's happening in a physical reality of playing it out. It's happening in a physical reality of your imagination, time, and fear, in the way that we construct ourselves with memories. And that's all. Thank you, baby. And that's how we use time. We use the memory to construct it, right? Past is a memory, future is a memory on what it could be. But now is truly all there is. It doesn't mean the memory in your life is fake. It means that's not value what it is right now, So I would like you to do the work on time by not challenging yourself overboard with arrogance, but in the meekness of your own observation. And when the courageous moment is blatantly obvious to choose your joy, then I would do that. To find out a little bit about your worth, vibrational change, commanding your minions, and having reality form in a way that's beyond your expectations. Because I tell you, humans' expectations are not matched to the abilities of you. Not at all. So I would look at that. I would look at that and value the now. And when people are putting you in time, you look at them and say, yeah. Someone had asked me about appointments. And I was like, make them. But in the now, if you don't feel like going, don't go. If you forget about it, it doesn't matter. That world isn't offended unless you accept that world as offended. It's all up to you. You're in command now, right? So if you're looking at an appointment and you missed an appointment because you forgot all about it and there was no one in your memory or vibrational match that reminded you of that appointment, then it wasn't your fucking highest joy, and don't worry about it. How those other little worlds are playing out in their own perception is none of your fucking business, unless you make it your business. And you make it your business through sympathy and guilt, obligation, responsibility. These are the attributes of vibrational images that you support your human image with to be in accordance with what is expected as a collective society. But a collective isn't demanding of each other unless you're human. A collective is a unison because it doesn't have regards for another. It doesn't care about another because it cannot see each other in any other way except unconditional, and therefore it works in the harmonious way like humanity works in the harmonious way. Humanity is working perfectly, but it is a polarized incarnation, so it works really good as a polarized incarnation. It's still harmonious, but in the relationship to the ascender, you have to transcend that vibration of resistance and become the expansion beyond third density to realize your own self. Not necessarily third density, the entire, because there's plenty of non-polarized third density experiences. It's the relationship with that and expand beyond that density to realize yourself as a now being. And Happy New Year, everyone. And I think that's it. There's hey Pat, how you doing, baby? We Jens travel together. The two Jens. Hi guys. That's funny. So there's an idea I'm working on about the creator, which is you, and I want you to know that you're the one, the only creator, and we're gonna give you some new ideas on how to perceive creation from a non-defined point of view that would be valuable to the human to understand it. It's more intelligence and it's more beyond the history or the memory of description of what creation is, so you can move yourself into a new frequency of intelligence. And we'll put that together in the next week or something. I'm still working on it. And I think that's about it. So, yeah, not too long. Yeah. Good. All right, everyone. So keep rocking you. Be yourself, be your worth, be your I am. Have no regards for others and the idea of them. I have regards for other, and I know that they are unconditional creators. It's not that you dispel them or disband them and just go, I don't regard you, but that's an attitude. It's a relationship of understanding, and it's up to you to find. And keep rocking your world. Keep being yourself. All right? You're welcome, guys. All right, guys, I love you. And as always, rock your reality. If you need me, you know where to find me. If you like what you see, you want to donate, you know where you can donate there in the link. If you put a thumbs up, if you want to subscribe, if you want to do whatever the fuck you want to do, I would encourage you to do that. My masters, I love you all. Have a great day.